right, welcome everybody from the shootouts to the blowouts and all the games in between. We would like to welcome y'all to Point Game. This is another one of our. This is week what we are in week 13, going into week 14. I just want to say hello to everybody. Hope everybody weekend was great and blissful. But with that being said, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great, man. My Cowboys got a big win. Lakers won the in-season tournament, and my Dodgers signed Shohei Ohtani.
Oh wow! They were talking about that. I thought they were going to get him at the end of this season. I mean, last season during at the trade deadline, but they didn't pull the hammer on that.
Yeah, we got him.
Oh, that's gonna be trouble, boy. You got Shohei pitching and hitting, and they already got a squad.
Mookie Betts.
Who they get? I know who they give up. They had to get somebody up.
Nobody.
They ain't get nobody up. They didn't even get what's his name? Bellinger. Not even Bellinger had to go. Beston had to go. One of their starting pitchers. Nobody had to go.
Nobody. We kept everybody. And about to go get another pitcher. Some 25-year-old Japanese boy that played with him over there where he from. That's supposed to be the truth.
How old is Shohei? Is he old or is he young? Because at the beginning, when they was coming over here, they was already in their late 40s and early. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they was still heck of a baseball players. I meant like Ichiro. Ichiro was old when he came over here. What's the other guy that played for the Yankees?
For the Yankees, yeah.
Yankees. Them guys were old, but they were still producing, and they still played for like 10 to 15 years once they got here.
Mm-hmm. I got to look into that, see how old he is, because you're right about that.
But anyway, I had a great weekend. We took a men's trip. Well, it really wasn't a men's trip, but the men of the family, we just got away this weekend. I did break bro code because where we went to a college basketball game. We went to go see South Carolina. We went to go see South Carolina Gamecocks against the East Carolina Pirates or whatever, and it was an all dudes thing. But we went, stopped, ate breakfast. Hey, on the way out the door, my wife was like, "Well, y'all going to eat breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, I got some time to waste. I'm gonna go eat breakfast too." I said, "Come on." Couldn't find out when they walked in there. I broke bro code. I was like, I wasn't gonna tell my wife no. If I tell my wife no, she gonna think something going on. There ain't nothing going on. So come on. You just won't go to the game with us,
Yeah.
And then the fella was like, "Yo, my wife thought that." My wife assumed she was coming from the get-go. I had to tell her it's only dudes, and now I got your wife, and now your wife and daughter here with us. But they didn't go to the game. They went shopping. They did their own thing, But I do think it was a great sports weekend altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking junk about like losing teams and people with losing records and that the NFL, the disparity, I did take a little time today and throughout this weekend, just really looking through teams' records. I got to honestly say, with what I came up with shocked me completely. And I'll get to it later on. But I just wanted to welcome everybody to another episode. And we literally only about a month away from the playoffs. I think it is 17, 18 games, and we in week 14 or so.
Yeah, something like that.
But they only played 13 games. We got 4 games left. Yeah. So we got 4 games left. So that's a month. We got a month before the playoffs. And teams are rounding into shape. It's some teams that started off slow. Now they coming on strong. There's some teams that started out fast. Now they done lost like 3 or 4 in a row. They got some great records that don't deserve to be placed where they at. like if you're looking at power rankings and the top 25 or the top 15 or the top 10, like case in point, I don't think the Lions deserve to be where they at myself. I mean, they still, you can look at some of these top fives, some of these top fives might got them fifth or sixth, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I don't think they deserve it. I think to stay in the top five, you got to be winning. And I do think that the Lions right now is one of those teams that's on that slippery slope, that they had a lot of easy games at the beginning and they was winning them, but right now they not. So with that being said, I mean, we can go any direction you want to. You want to host the show today? Look, it's your show. Take off and run with it. Hey, this is what I'm giving you. I'm giving you this because Dallas. It's your. Hey, look, take it over. I'm B Mike today. You A Mike. When you want me to talk, refer to me, because I know you got a lot to say with Dallas. Dallas cut up this weekend. Hey, go.
All right. Well, I'll take off. I go right into the game of the week. And of course, so far as nationally, it's going to be the Eagles and the Cowboys, because it was so much hype around the game and this at the third, but it really wasn't a good game because it was a lopsided affair. So that game was not my game of the week. My game of the week was the Ravens and the Rams. And that game went into overtime, you know what I'm saying? And the Ravens pulled that off. It was good to see. I've always been a big Odell Beckham Jr. fan, and I was afraid that he didn't look like he was gonna ever be what he was before the ACL tear. And he looked like he's rounding into shape right here when the Ravens need him to. It's fun to see Lamar Jackson, man, go for over 300 yards, and you know what I'm saying? He's really proven that he can be a pocket passer, as well as a threat running the ball. So that was my game of the week. So what's yours, Kel?
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you at every point that you made. Lamar Jackson, I do want to say this: their wins are ugly. They starting to look like the Eagles when they win. You know what I mean? They got ugly wins, but they winning. So you know how I weigh wins. I don't care how you win it. If you win it, I'm weighing that heavier than losing. And I don't care how ugly or how pretty it is. That gives me a championship pedigree that you can pull these wins off. But I do agree that the Cowboys, they was prime time. I mean, they was playing under the lights, and in years past, when the lights is on Dak and they playing inside the stadium, he has folded. He have folded more times than he have stepping up and risen. But he did a good job this weekend. I give it to Dak. Round of applause. That's all he getting, but I give it to him. I would say that Lamar Jackson game was a good game too, but I'm going with an ugly game. I'm going with the Bills and the Chiefs, and the reason why, at the beginning of the year, they both my teams. I root for the Bills, I root for the Chiefs, and I root for Cincinnati. I picked the Bills to win, and the reason why I say that, the reason why I'm giving that game of the week is because it was an ugly game. It was a super duper ugly game. The Bills came out hot. They came out hot. They looking like they was gonna just run out the stadium. They was playing in Kansas City. They made it. The Chiefs made it close. They actually could have pretty much won that game if it wasn't for somebody lining up in the neutral zone. They have won that game. The Chiefs are still they in desperate need of at least they need a lamb. They need a one wide receiver, a featured receiver. They have to have one. You got a featured tight end, but unless you can put him out there and have him out there stretched wide. They need them somebody that can catch that ball because it's right now it's pathetic. I watch. I mean, I was watching that game. It was so many times where where if you watch that game, did you notice how many one hoppers he was throwing? I do think something might be wrong with his arm too.
Yeah, the reason why I say a lot of balls was thrown in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, and they was open though. It wasn't like I'm killing the play because you so covered that I'm not even gonna try to throw this ball to you. So I'm gonna just bounce it to your feet. Sometimes these guys were open by 3 and 4 yards, and he was just bouncing into them on a 15-yard out route. So I don't know if they hiding something with Mahomes with his arm or not. That's just me. But did you notice them one hoppers? I mean, they was one hop. Now, and then on the flip side, freaking Josh Allen was throwing frozen ropes out there. He might as well have a dog on AR-15 and was just hitting you and lining you up right to the numbers. Because I mean, he threw one insane route where they when he ran that I think it was four. It was either late third or early fourth when he threw that same route to that guy that open touchdown. Nobody was around him.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know. So I'm gonna look right now, in which we're gonna get into this because I think the Bills is heating up right at the right time. And you do know who they play next week, right?
Of course I do.
Hey, but look, I'm glad. Hey, look, but one thing I'm glad we ain't got y'all in that doggone stadium. Y'all got to come outside. Y'all got to come outside in the cold. Y'all got to come outside in the cold. Y'all got to come to Buffalo, baby. It's gonna be It's gonna be cold out there. Y'all good? Hey, look, y'all fat. Look, y'all. I'm starting to look at y'all like doggone Miami. I've noticed y'all fast. Y'all fast. I mean, I'm looking at y'all like being one of the fastest teams in the league. I'm talking about offensively and defensively. All your wide receivers fast, and doggone your doggone defensive end so fast. I don't know who can catch. I don't know who can stop them. So I'm hoping that this cold weather might slow all that fast speed down. And maybe we'll approach y'all maybe we'll put that same defensive scheme on y'all that we put on the Bills. But I'm sorry, you A Mike, I'm B Mike. Take it over, man. I'm talking too much. Get it off.
All I'm gonna say, you brought that up. We will eat fried eagle wings this week. Next week we eat Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. Okay.
But let me see what. Oh, you were talking about. I want to get back on the ugly game because that.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry because I wanted to show my cousin some love. Jay, he couldn't be here this week, but he sent in his top 5, his player of the week, and of course he nominated Dallas. He nominated the Dallas and Eagles as the game of the week. So as we going through our stuff, I still want to put Jay's out there too. All right, my apologies. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. And before I forgot, being that you brought up an ugly game, which that game was ugly, I want to talk about the ugliest game in the history of the NFL.
I know exactly what you're about to talk about. Go ahead with it. Look, I started to be nasty and put that as my game of the week, but I said, no, I can't do it. I was going to put it up as one of the best defensive scheme games in history. That's what I was going to do with it. That's the way I was going to go with it.
I feel so bad for the people that saved up money to get good seats for that game. Minnesota and the Raiders, 3-0, the lowest scoring game in NFL history. In the history of football.
People get paid millions of dollars, and you can't do nothing but kick. Not on 2 teams, coaches, staffs. is getting paid millions of dollars to kick one field goal in a 60-minute game. Think about that.
Think about that. Think about the fact that when you watch a game of soccer, the score is normally higher than that.
I tell you, look, what would happen if what would happen if they wouldn't kick that field goal? Were they gonna go in overtime with 0-0?
I guess so.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I would have just that was an embarrassment on offensive quarter. Unless I didn't watch the game, unless it was just a defensive 3-and-out. It must have been a defensive execution. Had to be.
I don't know. But I'd be pissed off if I went to a hockey game and that was the final score.
Yeah, I know that's right. 3-0. Oh, and on the sidebar, hey, I had my first basketball practice squad player in the league. I didn't do too bad. I ain't got no wind to be run up and down that doggone court though. But I ain't do too bad. I'm thinking now I'm going to go on my lunch breaks every day. I'm going to go to this little local gym, pay $3, and I'm going to put up an hour worth of shots, and I'm going to run down the ball to try to catch my wind back. So when the league start in the middle of January, I'll be right. I have my legs back. I mean, I still had it. I was still hitting. I was still breaking you down. I was still crossing you up and take you to the hole, stopping and popping, hitting my threes. But buddy, I had to come out of every 10 minutes. Yeah, I couldn't breathe.
It's the condition.
Feel like my heart would jump. My heart would hurt so bad because I couldn't breathe. So I'm gonna get back in it. I'm gonna do like I used to do in the old days when I played ball. You know, you go out there and shoot by yourself, and if you don't hit it, if you don't make it, the ball can only bounce one time before you get to it. That's how I'm gonna build it back up. You know, if I miss it, if it bounce on the ground, I got to be on it before it take that second bounce. I think that's gonna build my conditioning up, my cardio up. Then I'm gonna be running on the treadmill at least. You know, I'm gonna try to run 15 minutes one day. Then I'm gonna build it up to 20 minutes where I can constantly just jog 30 minutes. And then I think, you know, because I ain't gonna never run 30 minutes on the court straight. I be ran, you know, give them 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'll come out for 5. So, but let's get back to this. So, yep, I told y'all Jay's game of the week. All right, take it over, my friend.
Okay. Well, from there, I'll jump right into my play of the week. My play of the week, y'all might be surprised, but I want to go to a team that has a ferocious defense, and they've had 4 starting quarterbacks this year. And I want to go to the Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco, and what he's brought to the table with this team. And he's my play of the week. He went 26 for 45 with 311 yards passing and 3 TDs. And now it ain't just a defense. They look like a well-rounded team. And the Cleveland Browns, I think, are going to be scary in the AFC with that defense. And they got a pocket passer that can throw that thing. So
I agree.
Yep. So Joe Flacco, that's my play of the week.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you, I agree with that because I was watching that game and I called my dad because I didn't even know Joe Flacco was still in the league. Did they call him off? Was he sitting home and they called him and he was ready to go in 2 or 3 days? Because I called Dad. I said, when did your old quarterback? I called Dad. I was like, when did your old quarterback start playing for the Browns? Who you talking about, Flacco? He was like, I don't know. I was like, well, he out here throwing BBs right now. He was like, yeah. So I agree that was a good pick. And it's crazy that great minds think alike. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not biting, but I did the same thing. I picked up my player of the week. I was picking a team. My team and player of the week is the San Francisco 49ers. I got a big shout out to Brock Purdy. He went for 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. His quarterback rating was 122.1. Christian McCaffrey had 16 carries For a buck 45, he averaged 9.1 yards a carry, and his longest run was 72 yards. And then I'm also nominating Deebo Samuels. 7 catches for 149 yards, 17.2 yards, and his longest catch was 42 yards. So I'm giving it to the 49er offensive scheme. The 49er offensive scheme is my player of the week. Now, Jay dominated Dak. Dak was 24 for 39 for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I was going to see if I knew, could I find his quarterback rating, but I couldn't find it. So sorry about that, Jay. I couldn't find his quarterback rating for you. But yeah, so we got, so literally we nominated 3 quarterbacks for the most part, because I think Brock Purdy, like that 368 yards, I think that's showing me some stuff. I do think they are the cream of the cream right now. I think they the cream of the cream. They got a very good offensive line. They got one of the scariest offensive line in Trent Williams. I mean, I think he a gangster. I think he's just a straight up OG gangster in football pass. That joker he don't play. I heard it tell Richard Sherman, keep running your mouth, I'm gonna punch you dead in your ass. He's talking about do what? Boom! Hit him right in his mouth. He don't play. So, I give it to the 49ers, man. I give it to the 49ers. Okay, yeah. I am messing up because I ain't been keeping up with your stuff. So we were on, that was player of the week. Let me at least put that up there as the player of the week. I do have our messages in gray today. That's a shout out to going to Dallas. We'll give Dallas some props. The reason why we're giving Dallas props because, at the time they literally beat, I think, the consensus number 1 team in the league. So if it's time for you to show some love to Dallas, man, show it. That's why I'm giving it to you. Take off, man. Fly. Take it off.
Okay. Yeah. I felt like not just because it's my team or whatever, but I felt like we were better than the Eagles all along. You know what I'm saying? I knew the Eagles was going to be one of the top teams coming into the season, so I paid close attention to all their games. I noticed where all the weaknesses was with the weak secondary, and how they were just getting, in my opinion, lucky at the end of games. The Buffalo game, the overtime win against the Redskins. I knew it was, and I feel like we should have won that first game when we played them. So it was good to see us actually go out there and execute or whatever. I think that the road to the Super Bowl is going to be between us and the 49ers in the championship game. And I think it's going to be a shootout. I think we're going to beat them because, honestly, I watched that Seahawks and 49ers game, and I seen some stuff that had me licking my chops because first half, the Seahawks was giving them a little bit of a problem. It looked like the 49ers, I think it was 16-14 at half. And I think that the 49ers went and made an adjustment, and the Seahawks didn't. So I just got a good feeling about this season or whatever. I think we're going to figure out a way to beat the 49ers in the championship game to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay. I mean, I ain't gonna disagree. I'm not here to put no blow, to push back on anything that you got to say about Dallas today.
But as of right now, I do think that the 49ers is the cream of the crop, like you said, or whatever. They beat the crap out of us, even though we're not the same team that today that we was then, because I heard Dak say, I feel like I just learned how to play the position of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's doing a 2-step drop and letting that thing go versus a 3-step drop. And it's like stuff that he learned about even down to what do you call it when you about to hike the ball? What's that word they use?
You talking about you ain't talking about the Omahas, or you just talking about the cadence?
The cadence. He learned
Yeah.
something about the cadence that's helped him out a lot as well. With you know what I'm saying. So he basically said the other day that he feels so crazy, but he actually feel like he just learned how to play the game of football just a couple weeks ago.
Well, I really think somebody might have sent him a link to one of our podcasts when we dissected what he was doing wrong, because
Mm-hmm.
everything that he was doing wrong and everything that we said he was doing wrong and all the suggestions that we gave, the more timing routes to the quit standing in the pocket. Let's get out the pocket, improvise. That might do a two-step drop, and if the pass ain't there, he drifting. Now he's
Mm-hmm.
improvising. You see what I'm saying? Those are the
Mm-hmm.
things that we were coaching Dak on week 3 or 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now he putting all that stuff together.
That's right.
I mean, I just sometimes I get pushback on Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm not a Dallas hater. I mean, I used to like Dallas when Emmitt Smith was there, Troy Aikman was there, Charles Haley was there, and Deion Sanders was there. So I mean, I just like to go back and forth with y'all. So I mean, I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. If you want to transition, because I'm kind of excited about. Well, no, I can save that. I'm gonna save that. I'll save that because I get final thoughts tonight. So I'll save that.
Yeah.
I get final. So I'll save that because I like I said, I did a deep dive. I really want to go into it now, but I did a deep dive on a lot of teams. I've been singling Dallas out and I've been singling Miami out about strength of schedule. So I went into like all of the winning teams. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just see how it compares. I said, look, let me be fair. Let me just quit pointing out things that I'm seeing with Dallas. Let me go into teams and let me look at their strength of schedule. Let me see who they playing and let me really. So I dug deep, man. So I'm excited to talk about that. Now I can save it for final thoughts, so we can go into it right now, and I can let this be my final thoughts. Okay, So do you want to just go into your top 5 right now? We can go ahead and put Jay's up there. I'll go ahead and just tell everybody what J top 5 is. J top 5 is the 49ers. And he said the only reason why it's the 49ers, because I can't remember what the text message was, but he did say the only reason why he put the 49ers there, I think he said because they beat the Cowboys. Did they beat y'all before? Have they played y'all this year? Mm-hmm. They beat the Cowboys and they beat the Eagles, I think he said. Mm-hmm. Or something like that. But it's 49ers number 1 for this is Jay's. Cowboys number 2, standing strong. He have Ravens number 3, Eagles number 4, and I'm not even hating on his 5th pick, which is the Browns. Mm-hmm. I'm not hating on that because he like me. I can already tell you, I love when I sing that. I love that because I got like a curveball in at my my 5th too. And the reason why I say that because a lot of these teams have lost, and I don't show no love to no losing team. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the way I would look at it. I'm looking at winners and losers, and out of last week top 5. It was, I think 3 of them lost. Mm-hmm. Really? The only one won was Cowboys and the 49ers. Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. So, I don't hold on, did the Ravens lose? The Ravens
they won in overtime.
Okay.
They ran that
back. Because you had the Chiefs lost, Miami lost, then like some people even had the Lions up there. They had lost. You know what I'm saying?
To the Bears.
They didn't lose. They got absolutely monster mashed. Mm-hmm. Monster mashed. Mm-hmm. But so that's Jay's. Do you want to go or you want me to tell you mine?
I'll take off.
Okay.
All right, I got my Cowboys number one. And the reason that I put the Cowboys there, even though the 49ers did beat us, like I said, I don't think that we're the same Cowboys team that lost to the 49ers back when we played them. And on top of that, the Cowboys have scored the most points in the NFL this year out of all the teams, and they've allowed the least amount of points. So I think something need to be said, even though somebody, a hater might say, look at who we've played. So, but we ain't in control of the schedule or whatever, and the Eagles got the same schedule as we do. They're just playing. We play the easy things on the front end, and they're playing them on the back end. So, but okay, but I got my Cowboys one. I got the 49ers two. I got the Ravens three. I got the Cleveland Browns. I'm so impressed with them, that defense, and with Joe Flacco at quarterback, with Amari Cooper and Kareem Hunt and all them boys. I got the Browns at 4, and I got the Eagles at 5 because I think that the Eagles gonna drop 3 games in a row. I think that people think they got an easy schedule. I think the Seahawks gonna give them trouble because of Metcalf, and the blueprint is out there where their weakness is. Metcalf gave us hell or whatever. We just barely beat them because we couldn't do nothing with Metcalf. He gonna do the same thing to the Eagles defense. So I think the Eagles gonna lose the Seahawks. So I put them at 5.
Okay, all right. That's good. So I mean, I guess we all got curveballs in our because you. I mean, I'm impressed with that because, and I'm gonna tell you my 5, and it's not that crazy, but all right. I got 49ers at number 1. I got Ravens at number 2. I got Dallas at number 3. I got the Eagles at number 4, and I have the Bills at number 5. Now, keeping in mind, I got a method to my madness. All right. Now, the reason why I did that, okay, was because I went and looked at every one of my top 5 strength of schedules. The 49ers actually has beaten. These are not I ain't saying played. I'm saying beaten. They have beaten 6 teams with winning records as of week 14. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens has beaten, not just played, but has beaten 7 teams with winning records. Dallas, they have beaten 2 teams with winning records because I was hating on y'all beating the Seahawks, but technically the Seahawks had a winning record when y'all played them. Then y'all knocked them down to 50-50. You see what I'm saying? But now they losing. But I'm giving y'all that Seahawks one, and y'all beat the Eagles. And I put Eagles at 4. And the only reason why I did that, because they have beaten 4 teams with winning records. And with number 5, it was a toss-up. How can I put Kansas City at number 5 when Kansas City had just lost to the Bills? And their offense ain't been doing nothing for the past month. They average about 14 to 16 points a game. The Browns look good. I felt like the Bills are playing better than the Lions. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like, and I didn't want to reward, which I rewarded the Eagles, and I kept them in the top 5 for their loss, but I made sure that they was under Dallas. But so I was looking at, I could have picked between Kansas City. I could have picked between Kansas City. I could have picked the Miami, but Miami looking a lot different without their receiver in the lineup. I mean, the quarterback looked like he was lost. He like he forgot how to play last night because Tyreek wasn't there. So I went with the Bills, and the reason why I say that I went with the Bills because I'm going ahead and I'm speaking this in existence because if they beat Dallas, You got Dallas at 1. Dallas dropping down to 5, and the Bills going up to 4. Because look, I'm gonna tell you that because like you told me 2 weeks ago, you're gonna keep Dallas at number 2 and 3 because when they beat the Bills, they deserve to be number. When they beat the Eagles, they deserve to be number 1. So I'm telling you, this weekend, next weekend, if they beat Dallas, they jumping up the number 3 because they gonna leapfrog some teams. If those teams that dropped out of the top 5 do not win, they're gonna leap up there. But I can't hate with that Browns pick because the Browns are looking really good. They rounding into shape.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Cincinnati Bengals neither. Them boys ain't long.
I know, but I look. I can't. I don't want to. I can't speak on too many. Cause look, people don't know they 7-6 right now. Shh.
Mm-hmm.
Shh.
Trust me. You know I'm watching them.
I can't. I'm trying not to jinx it because every time I start talking about my boys this year, them jokers losing. So I've been kind of. I got to keep something low. I'm keeping something on the tuck. And
another thing I like about situations, of course, I never like a situation where a franchise quarterback like Joe Burrow gets hurt and is out for the season. But one thing that I like, we get the opportunity to see new people shine. And this guy that's come in, and a lot of times when a player like Joe Burrow, all quarterbacks got their favorite target or whatever. We all know who his favorite target is. Yeah. This guy ain't got no favorites. He's trying to figure out who his favorite is. So he's spreading the ball all over the field. Higgins getting 8 catches. What's the old boy name? Chase is getting 7, 8 catches. I mean, the ball is going all over the field. So now defenses don't really know who to key on because you got a quarterback back there that ain't being in the system long enough to even have a favorite.
His name Jake Browning.
Yeah, Jake.
His name Jake Browning. I'm looking him up right now.
He throwing the ball all over the field. The defense don't know what to do because he ain't got no favorite target. It ain't like when you playing the Chiefs. You know, if it's 3rd and 5, he looking for Kelsey. Or if it's 3rd and 8 with us, we looking for Lamb. Or you know what I'm saying? This guy, you don't know what to do with him because he's spraying the ball out.
Yeah, that Joker looking good, man. I mean, so we put 30 something this weekend. I ain't even said nothing about them. Look, I believe them as my sleepers. I'm keeping an eye on them, but I don't want to talk too much because I've been bragging on the board. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he gonna win him a starting job somewhere that needs a quarterback that can move the ball. I'm not giving up on Joe Cool, but I'm gonna tell you, he got the offense. He got the offense running a lot better than Joe Cool got it right now.
You got that right. The Carolina Panthers will definitely be trying to shop.
Hey, I was thinking about that, but then they just blew all them doggone picks on that boy that they need to figure something out with him. So they just gave away their second pick and picks from 2 drafts to go up in 2 next years and stuff. So now since we talked about that, I'm gonna just go ahead and do my little thing because I'm the pick winner because all of this ties in together. Now, you know how I just went through like the top teams that's played the more teams that play the winning schedules. So I started looking at each conference individually. So first off, I want to say in the AFC, the Dolphins are still ahead in the AFC East. The Chiefs, I don't understand it because they don't look like nothing, but they still leading the AFC West. The Ravens are winning the AFC North, and the Jaguars, which they seem like they lose it every other weekend, but they winning the AFC South. The NFC East, the Cowboys is leading the division. So y'all winning the NFC East. The NFC West is the 49ers. And I don't understand this because the Lions are just getting smoked out of every game. They done lost about 3 in a row, but they still like 8-5. I don't know how that's happening, but they 8-5. but they still winning the NFC. They are leading the NFC North. And then now I don't understand it because this is the worst division in the league. They are six. They got three teams, or it's either the worst division or the best division. They got three teams, and which is the NFC South. They got three teams tied for first place, and that's 6 and 7. And then you got Carolina at 1 and 12. You see what I'm saying? Now I started looking even further, and I thought it was like a big disparity in like winning, teams who's winning and teams who's losing, but it's really not. I realized that it's 4 teams out there that's 10 and 3, which we all know who those are. You got the 49ers that's 10 and 3, the Ravens that's 10 and 3, Dallas 10 and 3, and Eagles is 10 and 3. You see what I'm saying? So you got 4 teams are grouped together up there at the top of the top. But then you got 2 teams at 9 and 4. You got 3 teams that's 8 and 5. Then you have 7 teams that's 7 and 6. So it's like this. The NFL is split. It's literally, I want to say, let me count because I don't want to lie. 5, 7, that's 10. That's 10. So 16 teams. How many teams in the NFL? 32? Man, I mean, to be honest with you, you can't hate on this. You got 16 teams with winning records and 16 teams with losing records. So it's balancing out. And then you still have 6 teams that's 6 and 7. So they can be at 50% by next week.
Yeah.
So yes. So I'm looking at this. I was like, man, I was really trashing the NFL this year. But when I started doing a deep dive on who's winning, who's the division leaders, what the games are, spreads are, how many teams are 10 and 3, how many are 9 and 4, how many are 8 and 5, how many are 7 and 6, then 6 and 7, 5 and 8, 4 and 9, 3 and 10, and 12, 1 and 12. I realized that it's pretty much like anything. You got half the team's going to win, half the team's going to lose, because guess what? It's going to be a winner and a loser every game. So I realized, I was like, well, dang, it's basically the winners and the losers. It's just like this. It's tied. So I'm kind of excited now because I really thought it was just a bunch of garbage teams, and then it was like about 5 teams that's doing really good. But now I did the science. It is literally split down the middle, the great teams and then the losing teams. That was my thought for final thoughts. All right, then. If that'll roll, let's right around, I think, into the picks of the week. You ready to get them in?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I won last week going away, y'all. Let me get a chance to talk my talk right quick. I picked a lot of games against everybody, and so I knew I either had a chance to win it big or lose it big.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning it big. So, I had to pat myself on the back because I was on a 2-week losing streak, to be honest with you. You were killing me. You were handing it to me. So
I'm gonna try to get my face back this week.
Okay. Well, the first game is, which this is trash, but it's the Chargers and the Raiders. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going with the Chargers because the Raiders were they the one that scored the 3 points, or did the other team score the 3 points?
Minnesota scored the 3 points.
Okay, so I'm going with the Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers too. Right there with you.
I got you. Uh-oh. Oh, this is so funny. I couldn't have made this even better. The next game is the Vikings and the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals. We hot, and that team only scored 3 points in the last game.
I'm going with the Bengals with you, buddy.
All right, now this is going to be a terrible one. This is a head scratcher. Oh. I got Steelers and the Colts. I don't know what to do because the Steelers just lost to the Patriots. I got to see what I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to cheat. Get my computer up. I got to see what the Colts record is. I'm sorry.
If I ain't mistaken, the Colts 7-6, but yeah, check behind me.
Okay.
And see who home. I want to know who playing home too.
The Colts playing home. I think they playing home. I'm looking at it. Yeah, Colts. Oh, they 7. You're right. They are 7-6. I'm going with Colts too.
Give me the Colts.
All right, I got you. Dang, so they winning too. Okay. You know what? I know who you going with, but I know who I'm going with. This is gonna be a game breaker right here. You got the Broncos against the Lions. I'm going Broncos. Lions ain't doing nothing right now but losing.
Yeah, give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. I'm through with the Lions. They just got whooped by the Bears, boy.
No, they got demolished. They scored 3 points. I believe the Bears scored 30-something on them niggas.
Yes,
we got Giants against the Saints. I just don't think the Giants gonna win 2 games in a row, so I'm going with the Saints.
Give me the Saints by a field goal.
All right. I'm gonna have, if we picking everybody the same, we're gonna have to go back and at least do like the Monday night game spread and then the Sunday night primetime game spread.
We won't. I already got.
So ain't because I'm going with the Bills against the Cowboys. So yeah, you're right. We might have at least one game. All right, we got the Browns against the Bears. I'm going with the Browns.
Give me the Browns.
All right, we got the Falcons against the Panthers. I'm going with the Falcons.
Give me the Falcons too.
Hey, look, have you noticed how many times that the Panthers has lost Jay the picks of the week because they ain't won but one game and he pick them darn near every week. He pick them every week, man. I got to go with the whole team. That would get him right there.
Yep.
All right, we got the Bucks against the Packers.
Give me the pack. Give me the Packers.
I was thinking about that too because they play so good. Like they play so good on Thanksgiving. Killed one of my teams. Then I believe they lost to the Bears last weekend or something weird like that. I think I'm going with the Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks on that one. So that's going to be our make it or break it right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got the Dolphins against the Jets. I'm going with the Dolphins, but if the Jets play the way they played this weekend against, I think it was Detroit. I think it was.
No, Detroit lost to the Bears.
Well, the Jets beat somebody by a lot. And it was a team that they shouldn't have beat. Huh?
They beat somebody 30-7.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been. Hold on, I can look it up. If we really want to know, I can look it up right quick. Do we really, really want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
All right, let me look it up. Because they killed somebody. New York Jets schedule. All right, games. Yeah. Oh, it was the Texans, and the Texans were hot. They beat them 30-6. Yeah, and the Texans been on a freaking blister strip.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud got hurt in the first quarter. He had a concussion.
Well, that's the reason why. Then that's why. I was wondering why they beat the Texans that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! So that man, they go the way he go. If he don't go, they don't go. That's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a concussion in the first quarter. He hit the pavement.
I think I'm going with the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins on that.
I'm going with the Dolphins too because I think Tyreek Hill will be back.
Yeah. All right, this is a no-brainer for me because I don't think they're gonna lose 2 games in a row. Chiefs against the Patriots. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
All right. Well, if Stroud going to be back, we got the Texans against the Titans, in which the Titans just beat the Dolphins. And they got this guy that's throwing no-look passes. Did you see that no-look touchdown he threw?
Give me the Titans because they still in the hunt, so they hungry.
Oh, the Texans is too, ain't they?
Yeah, yeah. They in the hunt. I think the Texans 7-6, and I want to say the Titans is 6-7, but they in the hunt. So the Titans are playing.
Yeah, you're right. The Titans are the Texans are 7-6. You're right. You know what? I'm hoping that he be back. I'm going with the doggone Texans on that one. If that young boy back, you can't stop him. He'll be through for 400 yards tomorrow.
Right.
This weekend. I got the 49ers against the Cardinals. I'm going 49ers all the way.
Yeah, 49ers.
The Cardinals beat y'all though, right?
Yeah, it was the second game of the season though.
They still beat y'all. They ain't won. They ain't won but 3 games, and one on with y'all.
Shoot, the Jets beat the Eagles.
Oh well.
They gave the Eagles their first loss.
But the Jets are 5-8 though.
They just won one of them. That's true. They were 4-8. They were 4-8 up until last weekend. I tried to make it cute though. I tried to keep it cute for you. I got the Rams and the Commanders. The Rams ain't been doing nothing. The Commanders ain't doing nothing, but I think the Rams are beating them, so I'm going with the Rams. Doggone right. And the Rams supposed to beat the Ravens. That punt return killed them. Special team.
I know, man. I know. I didn't even see that game, but I'm going to go back and watch the replays because I would like to watch that game. So I'm going to go back and watch the replays on that one. Cowboys against the Bills, and they don't need me even asking you. I'm putting you down for the Cowboys. I'm going Bills.
Yes, sir.
And then we got our primetime game. That's the Ravens against the Jags. I'm going to go Ravens.
Give me Ravens.
All right. And then our Monday night game is the Eagles against the Seahawks. You going for the Seahawks on that one, right?
Yep. They going to upset them. You heard it here first.
Okay. Well, this is what it's going to be. If I happen to lose that Bills against the Cowboys, the Eagles going to notify that one. So then we got 2 more head-to-head. That's the Titans and the Packers and Bucks.
Okay.
And so, yep. We got 3 that we got 4 we going head-to-head against. Matter of fact, let me clean that K up. That K look like make sure I got that one right. So our 4 head-to-head games this week that we'll be premiering will be the Bucks against the Packers, the Titans against the Texans, Cowboys versus the Bills, and Eagles versus the Seahawks. Man, that time flew by, man. I mean, it's time to wrap it up. I already did I pretty much did my last word, but I'm feeling generous. Do you have a last word you want to do? Talk about your Cowboys? I'm going to play a little music in the background. If you want to show your boy some love, it's time to show it.
All right. Let's go, Cowboys, man. We've been looking good. From your biggest fan, let's keep it up or whatever, man. Let's go ahead and win out, man. A lot of people doubted us, man, but I ain't never doubted. I wish we wouldn't have. It just goes to show you how important it is to win them games you're supposed to win, because if we don't got that Cardinal loss in our record, we would be in the driver's seat. And the same thing goes with the Eagles. They don't got that Jets loss, they would be in the driver's seat. 49ers dropped 2 games. 3
in a row, I think.
Yeah, against losing teams. But you know what I'm saying? Them games come back to haunt you at the end of the season. That's it.
All right, and so I'm gonna throw out a final thought out there. It's great being a football fan right now. You know, when you start really diving into the numbers, you start seeing hitting figures that now got me excited. We got 4 more weeks to go. We got 4 more weeks for the teams that's gonna rise to the top to rise to the top. And then we also got 4 more weeks for these teams that had those easy front end schedules. Now to start seeing exactly where they're gonna be, where they at. So I'm excited. We got another month to get this regular season over with, and then it's playoffs time, baby. It's playoffs time. Hey, it's almost here.
Almost.
All right, we are out, man. Appreciate it. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
All right, I'm gonna just let this rock out for a second or two, and then I'm gonna wrap this session up. Be safe this week, man, and see you next week.
You already know.
All right, peace out.
Peace.